Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 4 super easy dessert recipes. Normally I do a what's for dinner, but today we are doing a what's for dessert. I'm so excited. All 4 of these recipes I gave to the men in my life for Father's Day and they all love them. So I hope that you guys enjoy. If you make any of these recipes, be sure to tag me on Instagram. All the recipes are going to be either typed out or linked in the description box below, so be sure and check those out. Without further ado, let's just go ahead and get started. Okay, so we are gonna get started on the caramel apple dump cake. I am just emptying 2 cans of apple pie filling into this 9x13 pan, and then I'm going to drizzle the top with the Hershey's caramel sauce. My grandpa ate this and he said that it probably could be just a little bit sweeter, so I think next time I'm gonna add probably a little bit more caramel sauce, maybe some to the top when it comes out, but this was really good. So now we are going to get started on the topping for the cake. I'm just emptying a whole cake box full of yellow cake mix, and then I'm going to add 1 stick of melted butter. I think next time I'm going to add maybe like 3 more tablespoons. It didn't quite get the whole mixture like I wanted it to, but I think it still turned out really good. You can definitely tell whenever it is done mixing because it'll look really crumbly, and I'll show you here right now. And then you just sprinkle this on top and you're gonna bake it in the oven. I believe it's on 350. I'll have to check my recipe. It says for 30 minutes, but I started out at 25 just to make sure nothing burnt, and I think I ended up putting it in the oven for right at 35 minutes. So once you start smelling it, just make sure that you keep an eye on it and make sure that it is as brown as you would like it. But here is what it looks when it is done. This was definitely a crowd pleaser. So this next dessert I actually just got from my best friend. She got it from her aunt, but I'm just putting a very softened block of cream cheese with 1 can of sweetened condensed milk and gonna mix that all together until it is smooth. The recipe actually calls for 1/3 cup of lemon juice, but I kind of thought that that was a little bit too much, so I actually just started out with 3 tablespoons. I did end up adding 1 more tablespoon, and it wasn't quite enough. So I think maybe next time I will just go ahead and make the recipe like she said and see how it turns out, and then maybe, cut back if I need to. But this was super easy and my father-in-law really loved this and my husband did as well. It is definitely not the texture that you would think that a cheesecake would be, but it tastes like a cheesecake and it's really good. I would highly recommend trying this, especially if you're in a pinch. I think it literally took me 5 minutes, and then you just refrigerate it overnight. I have the recipe typed out down below if you would like to make this, but this was really good, and I just served mine on the side with some strawberries. I just use the Walmart brand of the graham cracker crust, but I think what would really make this good is making your own graham cracker crust. I think I might try that next time just to see. But I mean, it was good like this as well, but I mean, you can't beat a homemade graham cracker crust. So I might try that next time. Okay, so this next recipe is a Oreo chocolate poke cake. If you are not a fan of chocolate, you are not going to like this. But, so I'm just starting out by crushing some Oreos. I think I did about 1.5 sleeves of a family size package. And this is gonna be used for the pudding. If you can find Oreo pudding in your store, honestly, you can probably just skip this and just use Oreo pudding, but my store did not have it, so I have to do this. Now we are going to get started on the Jell-O mixture. I'm literally just following the directions on the back of the box, and then I'm going to throw this in the fridge until my cake is done. So same with the cake, I'm just following the directions on the back of the package, and I believe I baked this for about 25 minutes, just, you know, whatever the box says. I think that it takes just a little bit longer to cook in the aluminum foil pans. I don't really know why, but anyway, I think I cooked it for about 25, maybe 30 minutes. So now that the cake is done, I am just gonna put the hot fudge on top. So I actually poked quite a few holes in the cake so that the fudge could seep down in. If you've ever heard of Better Than Sex cake, this is kind of the same concept. It's just made with hot fudge, and I just put that jar in the microwave for about 30 seconds first, and then I stirred it and put it back in for 15 more seconds. If you use that method, the jar is going to be very hot, so just be careful. But we're going to let this sit and let all the fudge sink in. And then whenever it does, I am adding the Oreos over to the pudding mix and going to throw the pudding mix on top of the cake. And then you just put this in the fridge until you're ready to serve it. I had it in the fridge for about 8 hours or so before I took it over to my dad. But this is my dad's favorite cake, and he just absolutely loves it. He is such a sweet lover, so this is his favorite cake, and he loved getting this for Father's Day. Also, I know you saw the popcorn in the floor. I know you're judging me, but my kids just had popcorn, and they were on another level this day, so I was just trying to get this stuff baked, and I did not have time to sweep up the popcorn, so there you go, mom life. So this last recipe is definitely the best. If you make anything out of this video, please make these chocolate chip cookies. These are Joanna Gaines chocolate chip cookies. It's her recipe. I will have the recipe linked down below for exact measurements. I will tell you that I was out of vanilla, and it does call for like 1.5 teaspoons, I believe. So I just used a tablespoon of cinnamon instead, and they still turned out really good. I kind of think they turned out better, but whenever you're following the recipe, do it exact because it definitely makes a difference. But these are the best chocolate chip cookies I have ever had. I will never make another recipe. They're just so soft, and they're perfectly brown on the bottom, and perfect amount of chocolate, perfect amount of sweetness, salt, just everything about these cookies is perfect. So be sure and save the recipe to your Pinterest and go run out and make these cookies. So I kind of went out on a limb here to make this video. Normally I just do what's for dinners, but I thought it would be fun to do a what's for dessert. So if you enjoy these types of videos, please let me know down below, and I would be happy to make more. I love baking and cooking and all of that stuff, but I think baking is definitely my favorite. So if you want me to do more of these videos, please let me know because I would definitely love to. So here is what the mixture looks like after it all comes together. You'll see that I realized that I'm using an ice cream scoop instead of a cookie scoop. So I just ran over and got my cookie scoop, and these make the perfect size cookies. So if you do not have a cookie scoop, I would definitely recommend investing in one. I just got mine from Walmart. I believe it's just the Mainstays brand, but it is amazing for cookies. Also, I lined my baking sheet with parchment paper, and it makes a world of a difference because after you are letting the cookies cool on the baking sheet, you can just lift up the paper and put it on the counter and wait for it to cool that way, instead of scraping them all off and risking them falling apart and all that good stuff. So highly recommend using a cookie scoop and parchment paper. These look amazing. Guys, go out and make these. So that was it for today's video. I really hope that you guys enjoyed. If you did, don't forget to share it with your friends and give this video a thumbs up. If you're new here, please subscribe. Other than that, I will see you in my next one. Bye, guys.